What's going on, people?
What it do? What it do?
Hello, hello, hello.
How y'all doing? Y'all gotta bear with us. It's a little different this evening, but we are here and ready to go. That was not my fault. It said go live and press intro, and that's what I did.
Okay,
So
man.
we all good. What's going on, Alvin? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back, friend. TCC is in the house. Northside, you on the clock, Mr. Hurst. We're gonna do that Wednesday, but I can tell you now, we don't put Northside on the clock, not this year, baby. But welcome, welcome, welcome to the podcast, everybody. Hello, Mr. Reese. He says, "Go Hornets." I know on Friday I was getting on y'all about the Gainesville game. Some of y'all thought I maybe misconstrued your stance on Milton and Gainesville. After looking back at the tape, it was really just your soy who's the one who counted Gainesville out.
Still do.
Oh, and
Mr. Reeves, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if you all beat them and you're looking at a three-way tie amongst the top. Um, I still think that's possible. So,
it's possible.
Sound like
Uh,
Mr. Reeves trying to keep some receipts.
Good God, Mr. Reese, we're gonna let this go after this, okay? When Heather Knight Rodriguez asked the panel on Monday about a Gainesville's upset, Yosoy said, "In what? Milton will not be let down by Gainesville, totally counting Gainesville out."
and still do, Mr. Reeves.
Okay, he said they are on the clock. North side. Okay. Might well put the school of the deaf, dumb, and blind on the clock. But in other news, speaking of Roswell, we're gonna go on and get this out of the way. Shout out to their quarterback. I gotta get his name, and I meant to do it. I was just in such sixes and sevens that I wasn't able to do it, but I'm gonna go back and look it up. There's this gentleman. He was quarterback for the Roswell Hornets. It was homecoming. He won the homecoming king, and he immediately ran out and gave his sash and his crown to the Roswell Hornets' number one fan, who was also on the court. And somebody was cutting onions or something because I just wanted to cry. I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gesture. His name is Trey Smith, and
Way
he's a
to
wonderful young man.
way to blame it on the onions.
Yeah, 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 of course. But shout out to Trey Smith. I'm not sure if you're listening, but your mother and father should be so proud because that was just an awesome display. What's good, J-Bo? How you doing? It's a great day to be a Carver Tiger. Okay. We okay. Congratulations on your big win. That was a
Big.
that was a doozy. Jake is the
Congratulations,
name of the
Carver.
student. Yes, his name is Jake. And shout out to Jake too. Roswell Horn is number one fan. That's awesome. He should be proud too. Yeah, it was an interesting weekend, right?
Very. A lot of upsets, a lot of surprise victories, a lot of letdowns, but all in all, we're a couple of weeks away from the playoffs, and this when you start to see things like this. Region foes going at each other and stuff like all that stuff that happened in the first half of the season don't mean a hill of beans because it's coming down to this.
Agreed. Agreed. Man, oh man, oh man. So, for those of you who went to um your games on Friday, especially the Carver and Columbus game, y'all tell me what you saw and what you thought about that particular game. Alvin says one particular fan from Cairo is already yapping about next week. Okay, it's gonna be interesting. Hey, Miss Heather, welcome to the podcast. Go Jackets. Well, he can yap all he wants. Next week is next week. We'll see what's going on.
We focusing on Bainbridge. We're not worried about
Yeah,
K-Roll. They better
and
be worried about Doherty while they worried about us.
Yeah, and Coke don't worry about Pepsi no way. So there's that.
Exactly. My
Wait,
lord.
y'all slow coming in today.
They're probably watching the way these Falcons just don't jump down on these Bills 7-0.
Okay, good job, Falcons. Good job.
Tyler Algier just ran somebody over like a bus.
Okay, keep doing that, sir. Keep doing that.
Let's not jinx them.
I know it. Cause my team, that's what they do. They lead all the way up to the fourth quarter, and
Chill out,
then
chill out, chill out, chill out.
Jesus.
that's right, Miss Alvin. Exactly, exactly. So I know the Falcons are on. Most of us are Falcon fans, and so we're not gonna keep you long today, especially considering that Thirsty BS Rollins is at the game. Um, no, he's not. He's mad because he couldn't make the game. So yeah, he and the Woods had a little dispute about the rent. Yeah, he texted us. He told us they had a little dispute about the rent. They had to go to court. It's running long, so he's not gonna be here tonight. And so as a result, we're a little handicapped, but that's okay. We want to talk to you, and we want to, discuss what's going on.
I would like to know what everyone thought about their game over the weekend. I know we was off, Jess and I. Shakira, I know we talked earlier and you said you really didn't get to know much about your game. But knowing the end results, what do you think, especially going into the playoffs, what do you think need to happen and to make sure you all make that playoff run? And listeners, if y'all listening, what do y'all think need to transpire within these next last 3 weeks of the season for your team going into the playoffs?
Um, well, like you already said, I didn't really watch the entire game Friday night. Didn't even find out about the outcome till like 3, 4 a.m. But after going back and listening and kind of seeing what happened, what I can say is, with our offense clicking as well as it is, the defense just needs to play consistent ball. Play the same kind of ball in the third and fourth quarter that you start the game playing.
Mhm.
And we should be all right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I know we didn't play this week, but I'm just going throughout the season. Um, Man, I love our defense. Maybe Jess, I think you can agree with that. Um, Man, our defense is kind of clicking on all cylinder against the run and the pass. Um, I would like to see our wide receivers get more involved going further into the playoff. Running game is off the chain. Quarterback, we've been having two quarterbacks play. Both quarterbacks are superb, getting the ball out and things like that. QB1 can take off and get the necessary yards. QB2, who had moved up to QB1 due to some things, uh, got a cannon for an arm and can get the ball out. I want to see the OC really call plays for whoever is behind center to get our wide receivers involved going forward in the playoffs, because you're going to run into those teams that's going to be big up front. You're going to run into those teams that are going to key in and try to stop the run, and you better be able to pass that ball. So that's what I would look forward the next couple of games for the Peach County Trojans to work on. Offensive coordinator, head coach, and all, getting everything together to where these wide receivers can catch the ball in space and not be so one dimensional with the run.
Yeah, and stop trying to run it on first down every doggone time, knowing you're running back about 2'3", He's a great running back, but y'all gonna hurt that baby. So listeners, what about you all? What do you see? What would you like for your team to correct before getting into the playoffs?
Now, when I think about watching the Thomasville Bulldogs, I shout out to the Talk That Talk podcast. I actually tuned in last night. I was telling them um, it's coaching. You know what I mean? I see too much conservative play calling after that first half. I didn't see the Fitzgerald game. I saw some bits and pieces, but in the Worth County. I mean, you got to understand that, especially if you're dealing with a team like Fitzgerald. That I heard a lot of Thomasville people were saying that Fitzgerald was a ball control offense. Well, with a ball control offense, you your whole mentality is to score and keep the ball out of their hands. Also, if you know they're going to eat up the clock, so therefore you got to get first downs, and you got to come out your bag. You got to have plays that can get you 3 or 4 yards each pop. You know what I'm saying? To get that first down and keep it rolling. I know one of the guys was saying that it was in the 4th and 1, and he had to go for it, and I'm guessing they didn't get it, but it should have never been a 4th and 1, knowing that they're gonna eat this clock up and we get them the ball back. You can't go to your traditional, this is what I'm gonna run. And I can tell you all now, shout out to my cousin and sister here, who when we played Westover, man, when I tell you the play calling was just suspect. And we had to let the offensive coordinator know, like, come on, man, like you gotta do this. You running up against something that is just like banging your head up against the wall. Try something different. And he did that and it showed. Not saying it was because of us telling him or my cousin making sure she told him. But what I'm saying is, Thomasville, when you get that kind of lead, man, play like you still, like Shakira said, the first and the second quarter, you trying to put the hammer down, you trying to put the pedal to the metal type speak. Keep that same mentality, man. Don't get up and think you can just cruise to this clock strike zero. And I think that's where they was failing at.
Yeah, and I wholeheartedly agree with the coaching. Anybody that says anything other is, I don't know, because I ain't gonna disrespect nobody, but it definitely goes back to coaching. Because my thing is, if you're in a third quarter situation, and this was from the Work County game, and you are ahead as much as we were ahead, why are you doing pass plays when you know keeping the ball on the ground eats up the clock?
Eats up the
Mhm.
clock.
There's no
And
need to change up what was already working.
And again, throwing the ball don't have to be. That's what I was saying about that. You throwing the ball 10, 15 yards down the field. Man, get the little quick outs, man. Get some wide receiver screens going. Get some stuff that you can get, 3 or 4 yards on first down, 3 or 4 yards, second down, third down, and now you got a first down. You keeping drives going. You don't have to try to go for home runs and putting the ball up, throwing it down the field and stuff. You get it incomplete. Get what? That stopped the clock. Now you behind the chain because you're 2nd and 10 or what so. And the next thing you know, you turn the ball right back over to an offense that has gotten the momentum and driving down, and your lead evaporates.
Exactly.
Mhm. Exactly. So, Mr. Reese, let me read a couple of these comments. Mr. Reese says, "Wait, the Wizard and Thirsty actually live together? I thought that was a bit. No, they live
Now he
together."
live in his basement, sir.
Chauncey, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Ken Long. He said, "What's up, good people? It's homecoming in Red Devil country.
Okay.
Happy homecoming to the Lincoln County Red Devils." Gabe Garrett, welcome to the podcast. He says that Rabin County loss really surprised me. I wonder if they were looking forward to next week, but after looking at their schedule, I wouldn't think so with Athens Academy up next. I was expecting them to roll through the rest of their games. I think all of us were, Mr. Garrett. I know I
Yeah.
was until they met what North was it Murray that they're playing at the end of the season? Who are they playing?
No. No. Raven.
That's
Raven. Pretty
Greenlow.
much. Yeah. No. That's Rockmart.
Okay, Rockmart.
Raven pretty much had a pretty good schedule. Again, I think it was exactly what he just said. You know, they expected to put it on cruise control and just slide right through. And I know my sister's a Thomasville Bulldog, but I know she's not one. I think that was the case with Thomasville also. I think they lost to Worth, which was a hell of a game, and they knew Fitzgerald was down. They know they got Brantley County and Berrien left on their schedule. I think they kind of put the cruise control on, jumped out on Fitzgerald, and like, you know, we got this. We're gonna cruise on through to the playoffs. And I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the coaches in this stands. You know, you gotta treat every game like it's the number one game that you need to get into the playoffs. You know, like it's that game that if you lose, you go home. Yeah, that's what that week to week, game by game means. You know what I mean? If I lose, I go home. You got that mentality, and you ain't worried about, like, as a Peach County Trojan fan, you know, we're looking at Bainbridge, who's winless this year. But you think Coach Westbrook is telling them, oh, we're going to get by Bainbridge and we got to worry about Cairo next? No, they're focused on Bainbridge. We
Right.
worry about Cairo next week. So you gotta take it every game like it is, one game at a time, and not thinking that you can just sit down and cruise through. And Raven County looking at their schedule, Mr. Garrett. I think, me personally, I think that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Jabo
Hey,
says, "Oh, go ahead."
just real quick, remember last Wednesday when I said that the Thomasville Fitzgerald game could be a trick game?
Yeah. Yep.
And I proved myself. Well, they proved me right.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Jabo says it was a great defensive game. I was expecting to score more, and yes, we threw two interceptions in the red zone. We ran the ball good against a great defense in Sumter County. Games like this will have us ready for our playoff run. Everything that could happen that game happened. The weather and field were terrible, but we kept fighting and came out victorious. We won't see another defense like Sumter County.
Great stuff,
Okay.
J bro. Great stuff. I mean, like I said, I didn't think the game would have been 8-7. I think you have to give a lot of that to the weather. Um, I figured you all would win the game, which I said that you all would definitely win the game. I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout. I knew it would be close. I was thinking somewhere around the lines of 31-21, 31-24, something like that. I think the rain kind of slowed down that track team of an offense that you all have with 14K Watt and the rest of those young guys out there. But yeah, man, I would love to see a replay of that game in the bins on a turf field where that explosive offense against that good defense, something to have, and without the weather playing a part.
Mm-hmm. Evan Reese says, while Roswell has no troubles with shootouts, if we could stop the run a little better, I think that could benefit us. I do like how our defense has improved this year, though, but there can always be improvements.
Great
Okay,
stuff, Mr. Reese.
good
Great stuff.
stuff. What's going on, Mr. Kirksey? Welcome to the podcast tonight. Mr. Robert, how you doing, friend? Chauncey Kinlow says, I think my Thompson Bulldogs need to tighten the D up. They're explosive, but we are going to have to stop people to win it all. Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Good, great point. Danny
And
Jones,
Mr.
what's
Ken Lowe, I'm sorry, babe. Y'all work y'all way right on back in here, man. I was one that counted you all out after the two losses on the season, especially the Glen Hill loss, I think it was.
no, they lost North Augusta and Grovetown.
Grovetown, after the Grovetown loss. But you come in, you beat Lucy Laney, and you took care of Burke. That put y'all right back on the map. So I agree with what you're saying. Having that type of offense. Peach County last year, Peach County had an explosive offense. Defense was not there per se, and it showed against Calhoun in the quarterfinals. So I agree with you on that, Mr. Kinlow.
What's going on, Danny? Welcome to the podcast. J-Bo says Carver Columbus kept Sumter County to 74 yards offensively. That was a hell of a game.
Great.
What's going on, Chris? Welcome to the podcast, Coffee County Trojan. How you doing, Mr. Atkinson? Welcome to the podcast, sir. Heather says that I believe Thomasville has a talent. I swear if they played everyone in their classification the way they played us, then they will be unstoppable. Okay. Chris says that 19 play, 11-minute drive by Fitzgerald was crazy. It chewed up the clock for real. It sure did.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
Um,
why I don't. That's why a ball control offense. Your best thing is to try to continue to get first downs and score, and not give them the opportunity to eat up that clock like that.
And
yeah.
that's traditional Fitzgerald football. They've always played like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I guess they're trying to implement down there in Appling. I'm gonna see. Kenneth Hurst says number 11 for Fitzgerald is their horse run all night long. Is their horse? They run him all night long. The Thomasville's defense had no answer. Tyrone Atkinson Sr. said, Jeremy Williams, I want to say something so bad, but I can't. All I'll say is pacifier. Go buy some. Your staff needs it. Woo! I don't know either, but it sounds like somebody was complaining and whining just a little bit. But we gonna leave that where it is. What's going on, Dwayne Little? How you doing? We were down in your neck of the woods this Friday. Uh, Danny Jones says, what we have witnessed this season is that throughout all the regions, all the teams have been challenged and had to play the game all the way to the wire. Okay. Dwayne says, we need an OC. You know what? Dwayne, I tried to give you one, but yeah, like you ain't want it. Yeah. Um, and that, and I don't know. Like the quarterback just didn't really seem focused. I could see his talent. I could see it there. It's just he wasn't really that. I don't know what was going on. Um, but yeah. Chris said Sumter versus Carver Columbus was good as well as Clinch versus Brooks. The shock of the night for me was at Statesboro beating Brunswick.
Good stuff,
Mm, good
Chris.
stuff, Chris.
Because,
But
like I
here's the
said,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, babe. Like I said, Brunswick, we talk about every year. Um, the record just don't indicate who Brunswick really is. It's like Eminem with a real Brunswick. Please stand up. They go through the season, um, having a good record, first round, second round playoff exit because they really ain't playing anyone. And if you listen to our show on last Wednesday, having the director of the GHSA, Dr. Scott, on, he clearly said it. When you talk about being in that area, teams the size of Brunswick, they really just don't have anybody to play. You got to match them up with whoever you can match them up with in a region, and they just dominate that region. But for them to lose to Statesboro, who lost to veterans,
Ooh, my.
that lets you know Brunswick, probably on the same path of what they always been on. You'll probably see first, second round exit with them.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the podcast, Jeremy. Dwayne wants to know how did you like the Brooks County game atmosphere?
Interesting, unique. I want to know how y'all be soldering them syrup cans back together.
Say it again. You
I
you
want to
went
know
out
how they
and
solder those syrup cans back together.
oh yeah, that was cool. Um, my it was a nice experience. I actually like Quitman, Georgia. It is the way that Ebony and those told us to come on down to Valdosta, come through. It was a great ride. It wasn't a bad ride at all. I liked Quitman. It was nice, quaint town. Reminded me of Fort Valley, although it looks bigger than Fort Valley to me, but
It does.
I don't know.
Not to mention there
Um,
was a little brawl at the end of it.
yeah. Um, Everybody was nice, and I think I met my spirit animal. I didn't meet her, but I saw her, and I'm like, she kind of act like me, except She doesn't. She says the same stuff I do, except
Take them
oh
down through there, Trojans. All night long. Let's go, Trojans. Take them down through there, Trojans. Don't do that no more. Don't call that play no more. Like, damn, is this
yeah,
Jessica part two?
yeah. The only difference is she said it to the field. I turn around and look at and
The
look at the
offensive
press box.
coordinator.
I try to find him and tell him stop doing that. It doesn't work. But I had a great time down there. And shout out to all they honored the teachers of the year. So shout out and congratulations to all of them as well. Um, yeah, but it was nice. And I could understand Brooks County fans' frustration with the offense. The play calling and all the other stuff. It was just I don't know. It was
Lackluster for a better word. Lack of better word.
yeah, I was expecting a little more. If he had called some different stuff, I think they would have been more effective. Put it like that. What's going on, Mister? What's going on, E team? How you doing? Welcome to the podcast, sir. Y'all got a big game this week. They play where?
Ware
Right?
County Gators.
Ware County Gators. Y'all got to go down to the swamp too, if I'm not mistaken.
They do.
So best of luck to you guys. Jimmy Westbrook says, "What's up, y'all? On the hill reporting for the smoke. What's going on, Mr. Westbrooks? Welcome to the podcast, sir. What's going on, Jordan BJ? What's going on? Welcome, 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 sir. Mr. Nicholson, married person Bulldogs in the house, y'all. Y'all played. Y'all didn't quite pull it out, but y'all played them close. Mr. Nicholson, continued prayers for you and your family. No, we can't, Jeremy. You sit your butt down somewhere. No. Can we move up to the top 10 on the poll? Heck no.
Bus stop.
No, you're not next in line. Just know that, sir. No, Miss Heather, we did not get any peanuts. We did not get any peanuts. But I did see those. They sell like microwave bags of popcorn. I'm like, okay, that's different.
I'm talking about
Now
the
they,
popcorn smelling all over the stadium. And I'm like, man, that popcorn smelling good.
yeah, I
And we
wanted some
find
of
out
that.
why.
Yeah, it was the whole bag. I said, okay. What's going on, Courtney Williams? Welcome to the podcast. Waynesboro's in the building. Okay, Dwayne said he got stuck in Atlanta, but it was good to see our friends Ebony and Tori, and we got to see Rocky too. So it was awesome. Of course, we weren't able to. Usually, we take a picture, but we weren't able to take a picture. They were a little distraught, and rightfully so. So we good. Zoe Hill, welcome to the podcast, sir. Big Chris been here, but I'm just looking. Okay. I'm tell you what I heard. A lot of people said that, those two had were it not for those two bad snaps that deep in their territory, those were 14 points that they wouldn't have gotten, and y'all probably could have won and should have won. That's why, when I said it to you earlier, I didn't think that was if you won, I don't think that would have been too much of an upset. I meant that. But at this point, I mean, y'all made the playoff, I think. Um, Darius says he wants to shout out Quantavious Fat Boy Wiggins on receiving his first Power Five offer from Florida State and Auburn this weekend. Langston now features two Power Five running backs and one backfield. He previously committed to FIU, but yesterday's price is not today's price. Hashtag Big Langston. Congratulations. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
Quantavious Fat Boy Wiggins. That's awesome. Awesome. Lee, y'all should beat Spalding this week. Um, J-Bo says nobody has nothing on something's concession stand. Neck bones, crab boil, turkey legs, wings, funnel cakes, and so much more. Well, dang, they brought the fair to Americas.
My
Okay.
lord, when they start doing that.
When did they start doing that? So I'm gonna read a couple of these comments. What's going on, Mo? Or will you be able to show the stuff? Just let me know. If not. we are a little behind the eight ball, but we'll do it. I'm gonna read these quick comments, and then we're gonna do the recaps. Like we said earlier, I know Mike told y'all. I mean, Thirsty. Excuse me. I know Thirsty told you guys that he was going to the Monday night football game tonight. Well, his plans were put on hold because he called cussing us out. I mean, not cussing us. Well, there was a little rent dispute between he and the wizard. You know, Thirsty was on his brown, the wizard was on his
Oh
purple
shit.
person. They just kind of got into it a little bit, and so there were cops called, and there was some handcuffs involved, and they ended up having to go down to the Henry County Detention Center, and well, yeah, um, they were just awaiting court, and then he trying to go to small claims court to get his money still, so they're a little caught up, and so he'll tell y'all all about that on Wednesday. So the wizard nor Thirsty will be here tonight. However, we will be discussing the recap and the pickums and all that other stuff. We'll be doing that, but it won't be with the same flair. So there's that. So let me say hello to y'all, and then we can get started on that. Stephen Gore, welcome to the podcast, sir. Good evening to you. Um, Okay, I see you, Mo. I got you. Let's see. Mr. Kurtz, welcome to the podcast. Something County Panthers in the house. I know y'all lost, but listen, that's not a bad loss. Okay. Um, Hello, can y'all hear me? Am I choppy? Am I choppy?
Not now.
Okay. I'm sorry. I probably had my hand somewhere. I'm gonna say hello to everybody, and then we're gonna get started with that. With the predictions. Um, what's going on, Deshaun? Happy homecoming to the mayor person's Bulldogs. Oh, Jeremy says Savannah Christian sells Chick-fil-A at their stadium. Okay. Hey, Ebony, welcome to the podcast.
There's a lot of
Um,
stadiums do that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they certainly do it over there at Otis Spencer Stadium. Cause isn't that what you got when you went and got mean at?
Hmm.
Oh, no comment. Hey, sis.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a lot. That's an inside joke, guys.
Yes.
Uh, let's see. Dwayne said he's now a something fan win the next game. Evan says the Wizards still gonna be a part of the show. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to Thirsty. I'm gonna see if I can smooth some stuff down. I'll call him tomorrow and I'll talk to the wizard, and hopefully the wizard won't piss me off. And we'll try to, I think we're gonna tag team 'em. I think, I might talk to Thirsty. I might get Shakira and I might get Shakira and Yo to kind of talk to the wizard, because me and the wizard don't set horses that well. And so we try to kind of bring them together and tell them it's for the good of the show. Am I
Agreed.
still breaking up?
Mm.
No.
Okay. Uh, Speaking of Chris, Thursday didn't pull a did for Breezy or did it? Speaking of, once we get through with the predictions, we will go ahead and get into there. Let's see. Danny says this season has been full of exciting football games that have had us on the edge of our seats, anticipating who would get the win in those close games. There were some games where some teams just had nothing on offense, defense, or special teams. And there were those games where some teams were upset due to overlooking those teams that had taken advantage of their snowball's chance of winning. Evan Reese says every stadium in Metro Atlanta either has Chick-fil-A or
Well,
Zaxby's.
Zaxby's. Agreed, Mr. Reese.
You are so kind, Mr. Reese. I have all those jokes in my head about the situation now, but I don't want to be mean. Be mean, Mr. Reese, because I can tell you now, Thirsty Know the Wizard would give a. If the tables would turn, they make jokes about you. So, what's going on, Mr. Evans? Welcome to the podcast. And with that, we're going to go on and talk about the predictions. And the way we're going to do it is how we do it. How we do it now. It's we go with the week 9 predictions, and then we're gonna talk about the pickums, and then we're gonna do the show the leaderboard. So with that being said, we're gonna let Yo take over and kind of talk about the pickums. So if y'all could so Mo, can you pull up the pickums for us? We appreciate it. There's some occasional static off and on. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
somebody told you to move your hand from there,
From where?
from wherever you had it at. Goddamn,
Ah. No, that's not it.
those are the rankings.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay,
this is
so
private. So in the private classification, as you can see, Hebron Christian was off. The Wizard went 8-0. Um, Hope he has somewhere to stay when they get done with all of this stuff, so he don't have to get his magic 8 ball thrown outside the road. But Fellowship Christian, wow, 70 points they put on Mount Pisgah Christian. Calvary Day, Aquinas, Savannah Christian, Prince Avenue was off. Athens Academy, Holy Innocent, Wesleyan, and Great Atlanta Christian all won in the private rankings. Again, letting the Wizard go 8-0. Can move on to D2. In D2, as you can see, the Wizard went 5-2. Lincoln County won big, which he predicted. Clinch County and Brooks County was a hell of a game. We was there and witnessed that. Boughton take out Mount Zion of Carroll. Johnson County beat Wilkinson County. Brooks County beat Clinch. And that's where he got his losses from because he did predict Brooks County to win. Early and Wheeler was off. Screven County, who's definitely making some noise in that Division Two. I'll be on the lookout for them as well as Wheeler. Um, did handle Metter. Again, Seminole was off. And ECI, who have jumped back on the scene, handled Portal, giving the Wizard a 5-2 record in Division Two. Touchdown. In Division One, Worth County over Berrien. Toombs County was off. Thomasville, heartfelt loss to Fitzgerald. Hurd County over Darlington. Rabun County upset over Oglethorpe County. My lord, Rabun County, you just wasn't ready. Blakely County Northeast was off. Swainsboro over Savannah Country Day. Um, Dodge was off, and Lamar over Utopia Academy. And again, if you all are see the screen, the scores that's in the parentheses are the actual scores. The scores outside of the parentheses is what the Wizard predicted, letting him go 4-2 on in Division One. Can move on to 2A. Any comments on any of these before we move on, Jess? In Division Two, Carver Columbus and Sumter County. We're going to dub that the game of the year. That was a hell of a game. It brought back the old school football where you got the rain and you got everybody jersey muddy and dirty. Um, Hell of a game, man. Carver wins 8-7. Pierce County was off. Carver Atlanta 26 over Holy Innocent 22. That game was played on Thursday. Number 4, Morgan County was off. Number 5, Rockmark, 44. North Cobb Christian, 6. Number 7, something to I'm sorry. Number 6, Callaway. Number 6, Callaway, 42 over Rutland, 12. I'm sorry, that's 45-12. Number 7, again, number 7, Sumter, 7. Carver Atlanta, 8. Number 8, Hateville Charter, 34. Washington, 7. Again, that game was played on Thursday. Number 9, North Murray, 24. Ringo, 3. And wrapping up 2A, number 10, Thompson, 66. And Glen Hill, 0. Allowing the Wizard to go 8-0 with his predictions in 2A. Jess, do we have any comments on any of these classifications before we move on?
We do not.
Okay.
All Dwayne is saying was the Wizard was trying to be Jody. Um, and Deshaun is giving big ups to the hospitality committee and Americas. And Cecil, welcome to the podcast. He said we should be even number 7 after that, to be honest. Okay.
Sumter County.
Yeah.
I have to. I mean, I do apologize, Cecil. I don't know where we have you all in our rankings, but I can tell you, if you dropped in our rankings, you didn't drop much. I don't even think you dropped.
You did.
That was a hell of a game that you played against the number 1 team in 2A, and I think AJC should respect that. That's just my personal opinion, as well as my panel members when we did our rankings. So there you have that. Moving along in 3A, number 1, Sandy Creek, 41. Fayette County, 0. Number 2, Peach was off. Number 3, Calhoun, 42. Northwest Whitfield, 20. Number 4, Jefferson, 54. East Hall, 0. Number 5, North Hall, 49. Greater Atlanta Christian, 38. I think they are ranked or was ranked once in private. I think it's good to see GAC kind of making a comeback. You know, that was a tough team when they played in the public rankings. It'd be nice to see them come back. Number 6, LaGrange, 28. Mary Persons, 21. Number 7, Troop, 38. Trinity Christian, 21. Number 8, Jenkins, 37. Southeast Bullock, 28. Number 9, West Lawrence, 21. Richmond Academy, 7. And rounding out the top 10 in 3A, Westside Augusta, 56. Cross Creek, 0. And if you look at that score, the predictions and the actual score was spot on for the Wizard, in which he went 9-0 in 3A this week. Moving along to 4A. In 4A, we got number 1, North Oconee, 14. Eastside, 13. It's another good game. We thought earlier in our prediction that it would come down to North Oconee and Eastside. I don't know what happened with North Oconee this year, but they really got up to play Eastside. I'm sorry, Eastside this year, but they got up to play North Oconee. Or either it was a weather issue also, but either way, that was a great game. Number 2, Creekside, my lord, my lord, my lord. You had no business. You had no business. Creekside, 91. Drew, 0. My lord, let me say that again. Creekside, 91. Drew, 0. That just don't make any sense. Number 3, Cartersville, 48. Alatoona, 24. Benedictine and Ware was both off. Maris 28, St. Pius 21. Number 7, Central Carrollton was off. Number 8, Cambridge 35. Centennial 7. Number 9, Kale 49. Westminster 0. And number 10, Blessed Trinity was off, which rounds up 4A, and the Wizard went 6-0 in 4A this week. Moving along to 5A. 5A, 1 and 2, Langston Hughes and Thomas County Central was both off. Number 3, Milton 16, Gainesville 28. Number 4, Gainesville, again mentioned right before, 28. Milton 16. I didn't see that game, don't know much about that game, but we was talking about it, and I think Milton. Oh no, my cousin brother was actually giving us an update on that game and said Milton kind of got within 5. I think it was like 16-21 or something, and they was trying to stop Gainesville. They was holding them, and the running back broke out for about 70 yards or something and scored again. So I really, again, think Milton and Gainesville and Roswell will be a problem to watch in that region. I will go back and look at that Milton Gainesville and see what happened, but the score 28-16 with two juggernauts is it shows to be a good game, but I'll see. Number 5, Houston County was off. Number 6, Roswell 57, Chattahoochee 13, Lee County off. Rome number 8, Rome 65. At Lithia Springs 0. Number 9, Sequoia 31. Woodstock 24. And number 10, Northgate was off. The Wizard went 3-2 in classification 5.
Can y'all hear me? I don't know why I got static on my phone, but can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, babe.
Okay. I'm just want to answer Dwayne's question. He said, "Why is Creekside number 3?" This is the AJC poll, and these are based on last week's rankings. So if um, this week's rankings are a little different, so I don't know if they've moved up to number 1 on AJC's poll, but as of last week in the AJC poll, Creekside was number 3. And let's see. Evan says Gainesville forced a fumble in the red zone on the line as the Milton player tried to dive, and that
Mm,
happened in the fourth quarter.
my Lord.
Okay. And 6A.
Moving on to 6A. 6A, number 1, Grayson 58. Rockdale County 10. Number 2, Buford 58. Decula 7. And both games was on Thursday. Number 3, Carrollton 56. Chapel Hill 7. Number 4, Lowndes 35. Camden County 14. Number 5, McEachern 51. Pebblebrook 14. Number 6, Douglas County 45. Westlake 20. Number 7, North Gwinnett was off. Number 8, Colquitt County 39. Tift County 20. Number 9, Valdosta 41. Richmond Hill 0. And rounding out 6A, you got number 10, Hillgrove 54. Campbell 0. Allowing the Wizards to go 9-0 for 6A. And with that being said, this week on the Pick'ems, the Wizard went 8-2. He's 54-36 on the year in the Pick'ems. This is the Pick'em leaderboard. Shout out to Matthew Fielder, who went 10 for 10. The tiebreaker was not needed, but do be aware we only have 3 more weeks to try to get into that top 5. The green section, for anybody who don't understand, the wizard does not count. He automatically have the bid to challenge him in the playoffs. But to try to get in the green, you have 3 more weeks. So if you look at, it's 8 games separating the number 10 spot from the number 1. So it's very likely, it's very possible for someone to get into the top 5 to challenge the wizard for his money. I don't know if he's going to still have it because fortunately they say he owed Thirsty some back rent, and that's what they're trying to work out right now. But we shall see.
Dwayne, we can't blow it up, baby. We doing the best we can. That's all I can say, friend. We are doing the best we can.
Jason Pike is leading Dwayne with 59 games. Jim McRae is second place with 58. Adam Hutchinson is in third place with 56. I myself have fourth place with 56. And Brian Little is in fifth place with 55. Still in the hunt is Miss Heather Rodriguez with 55. Dwayne Little yourself with 53. Courtney McGee with 52. Gilbert Ellis Jr. with 52, and Keith Stewart with 51.
And let me answer this for those of you who are wondering why um, Brian Little is just automatically above Miss Heather. I will tell you all this. Um, the tiebreaker, if the games are even, if you have the same amount of games, the games are even. Um, but Mr. Little got the nod over Miss Heather because of the timing. So whoever gets their pick 'em in first, they get the benefit of the doubt, or they get,
Yeah,
you know, the top.
yeah.
So I'm not telling you to rush because I know you got to think about what you're doing, but the sooner you get your pick'ems in, the better it works out for you. You get the tiebreaker in the event that there's, something even.
When your games are even, not, and also it goes to the pick'em tiebreaker. Also, if you all know the pick'ems, you have to predict the score. If your scores are the same, let's say you both went 8-2, and you both predicted 40 points, then whoever got their pick'ems in first will win the tiebreaker. So just be
Yeah.
aware of that. Again, not to rush you all. Take your time and make your picks, but do be mindful that a person could get it in, and that's why if the pickles ended today, Brian Little will be challenging the Wizard instead of Ms. Rodriguez.
Yep. So, well, we got through that, my lord.
We did that, baby. We did that.
So I'm just gonna tell you now. Don't expect much when it's time to do the polls. Matter of fact, I think we need to wait till Wednesday to do that. But
Oh Lord,
yeah. But
I'm sorry to interrupt, but they just I think hurt Josh Allen.
oh no no no, really?
Yeah, he got up, but the blitz was just there and they sacked him. But okay,
Oh
they got a
okay.
punt. We up 14-7, and they finna punt it back to us.
Okay. Darius Kersey says Gainesville dominated the whole game. They left points on the board, honestly. Milton made it respectable, but there was never any doubt.
Good stuff. I'm glad you and Mr. Reese didn't fill us in on that game. Again, we were getting little bits and pieces of it, and I hadn't had the opportunity to go back and watch it, although I will. But I do thank you all for the updates.
Okay. Uh my Tigers are off this week. I'm looking for a good game this Friday.
Come on over to
Mhm.
Fort Valley, man.
He said he was looking for a good game.
It's our homecoming. Come share with your folks, J-Bo.
He said he was looking for a good game, but okay. Come on. We'll welcome you with open arms. Maybe they'll have some popcorn in the things. We'll see. Dwayne, you be quiet and you worry about Sunbelt Billy here. He's talking about why Kirby lying about that timeout. He wasn't lying. Uh Darius Kirksey. says it was 60 at the half. They didn't score another offensive touchdown the rest of the game.
Man, don't
I
tell me them
think
folk put up 31 points on defense and field goals. I mean, come on. Just at that point, man, just put the JV in, man. You are 60 to love at halftime. Just put the JV in.
yes. Well, that's a long way for him, Mr. Evans. But yeah, you going down to Sylvester and see Worst Homecoming if you want to see something. I don't know who y'all are
Wait a
playing,
minute.
but
Who word play? Don't they play Berrien? Brantley?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No, we
He
got
just
Brantley, so they might have Barry.
No, I think they just played Berrien this week.
Bacon, maybe.
Maybe Bacon.
But either way, if you're gonna go there, you might as well save gas and come on to Fort Back.
That's the point I'm trying to say.
But
Get in there, Bijan.
okay. So guys, let's talk about it. Y'all ready? Let's talk about it. Um we around I guess what about 4 o'clock today? We got a breaking news alert that Mr. Dean Fabrizio is will be back on the sidelines this week after a 2 week hiatus because of a DUI, which is a misdemeanor. But he is back on the sidelines, and for the most part, it seems like he has a lot of support. And then you have those who are like, yeah, not a good look. So I'm just looking to see what you all's opinions are, or what our listeners' opinions are on it, and our panel members. Is anybody want to start?
I will. If nobody. I'm okay with it, and I only tell you why I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because it's what the federal law requires. You know what I mean? Now, again, in no way is FNL or myself upholding drunk driving. It's too many kids, people in general that lose their lives to drunk driving every day. So I'm not a fan of it. I don't agree with it. But I said when this first happened that by law, all Fabrizio had to do was jump out in front of this thing by saying, "Hey, I got a problem. I'm going to get help." All that help requires 2 weeks. Now, the optic of it don't look good. I said in 2 weeks he'll be back on that sideline, but he should not because it's not a good look. But by law, he's done everything that he's supposed to do.
That's where I am with it. It really isn't a good look, and it doesn't. I mean, I thought he was smart to get out in front of it the way that he did, and he's done what's required. And in my line of work, we call when somebody is attempting to get a contract with the federal government, and we put out a proposal. We have when we put it out, we call it's what we call the minimum technical requirements. So you have a certain your the product that we're looking for has to meet these minimum standards for you to be even considered for this particular project or particular contract. And just because you meet the minimum technical requirements does not mean that you're going to get it, because there might be somebody that goes above and beyond. And if the price point is fine, then they'll 9 times out of 10 they'll be awarded the contract. My point is, Coach Fabrizio has met the minimum technical requirements, but in my opinion, he probably should have done a little bit more. And I mean, if he's serious about this addiction, and um my hands are making quotation marks. If he's serious about this addiction, um, I think most most people or addiction counselors will tell you that, long term things, long term treatment programs work better than the short term stuff. And you can't tell me if you got an alcohol problem, you know what I'm saying, you've you done treatment in 2 weeks. The optics is just not good. But he's done what he's supposed to do, and it is what it is. And if the people in Lee County don't have a problem with it, I can't. But now it's gonna be. I will say, and I pray to God he never does it again. But if in the event that he gets caught with another DUI, or God forbid, he gets in a drunk driving accident and injures somebody, it's gonna be ugly. And that's all I got to say about it.
But again, right? Who's to blame other than Fabrizio and the broken cycle? I'm sorry, the broken society we live in, because this is what has been put in place, and I think it's been put in place for situations like this. People that are in the higher ups and things like that, they allow them this leeway. They allow them to do this type of stuff. We know. I mean, alcohol. Everybody know alcohol. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You know what I mean? That have um, been abused or abused abused alcohol. You know what I'm saying? My father was an alcoholic, so I know what it is to be alcoholics. And 2 weeks, come on now, we know this ain't changed. Now, with that
Go
being
ahead.
said, I don't know if this man is an alcoholic. I'm not saying that. I don't think he's a grown man. He can enjoy adult beverages if he choose to. My
Agreed.
only issue is stay where you at. Do not get behind the wheel of a car. There's too many people losing their lives because of choices and decisions that are made on people who choose to indulge in alcohol beverages. So
Mhm.
he did what he was supposed to do. We can't knock him. It's the society that we live in who made these laws to say, give me 2 weeks, admit you got a problem. You can't be fired. You can't, be held. And like I said, with this stuff, I don't even see judges where he take this certificate and say, I completed a 2 weeks step program. And guess what? They throw the case out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is with this situation. I
Yeah.
know him personally, like I said, and I wish him nothing but good. But I just think you got to make better decisions when it comes to stuff like that.
Agreed.
Um,
Welcome to the. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
I personally don't. I'm glad that he's back. I don't want to see nobody lose their job, especially nobody with a family. Um, I think a lot of people are having an issue because he's back because they feel like he wasn't reprimanded or there wasn't any consequences. I mean, as far as the school goes, there's not really much that they can do because
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
didn't happen at the job. No kids were in danger or anything like that. So, there's not a lot that the school can do. And a DUI, first time offense in the state of Georgia is a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of it's a bad situation, but hopefully, like y'all said, he's learned. And I too am saying I don't know the circumstances surrounding the arrest or the charge or whatever, but I'm praying he's not an alcoholic. And, maybe that night he just had one too many drinks and just happened to, get stopped by the wrong people, or, well, not the wrong people, but just happened to get stopped or just happened to go through a roadblock or something. And that's how he got caught up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Prayerfully it won't happen again. But I'm happy he gets to keep his job and he's back, and, the kids can finish what they started. Because
Yep.
at the end of the day, if he had got fired or chosen to leave, it would have hurt the kids.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So
Welcome. Go ahead.
no, that was it. I was just gonna say, so
Oh, okay.
that's my take.
Okay.
Good stuff,
Uh,
babe.
Bernard Benjamin, welcome to the podcast, Southwest Cap. Hey fam, joining in late. Hope all is well. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you, Mr. Benjamin. Dwayne Little says not even a slap on the wrist. Chris says if a player would have got in some trouble, oh, never mind. And I think that is a major issue with a lot of people. Is not showing. It's not an example to the kids with regard to accountability. It seems like there's been no accountability. And so, what example are you showing? But hey, I don't know what he said personally to his kids. I'm sure he's had a conversation with them, but like I said, the optics, the other team, the other kids that are looking at this, I think that's the main issue with a lot of people. It just doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot of accountability. Mr. Wynn, I see you know exactly what I know what you're talking about. Either you a CO, KO, CS, a core, or a project manager. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Trade off best value. You're absolutely right. One of my requirements. I can't tell you what it is, but it's yeah, we're working on that right now. What we looking at. Kenneth Hurst says, hope he really got himself some legit help. I do too as well. Dwayne says the school can't punish the teachers or the students. Yeah, it's a federal law because if it's an addiction, they have to be able you have to have some sort of recourse for them to get help for it. So and I don't think anything's wrong with it. And then here come Chris acting up, pretty much explained their attitude during the games, taking the referee flags and stuff.
Hey, Chris, I ain't gonna say too much. Like I said, I know the man personally, man. He's a good guy. I have nothing bad to say about him. But last
Yeah,
game
yeah.
I saw him was the Thomas County Central and Lee County game, and somebody kind of questioned some stuff then. So
Yep, I knew you were a KO, Mister Wynn. So yeah, you work for you work for the Department of Defense then, because everybody else says CO, but okay, you're a KO, so you know what you're talking about. Uh, I'm not listening to you, Chris. Dwayne, you acting up, talking about what's your reason for stopping me? Stop sign. Be quiet. So now let's go back to this. The question that Chris has and Ryan had and Dwayne had. Thoughts on the Georgia versus Auburn goal line play? Was that a fumble? Was it not a fumble? Was it a touchdown? And if it was a fumble, was it a touchdown defensively for the Bulldogs? Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell you this. You talking to a Georgia podcast, so and there are not too many Auburn Tiger fans around here. I mean, we can be biased. We can be unbiased though. I didn't see the
okay,
game in real time, but we're gonna ask. You know,
okay. Kirby Smart called a timeout. Okay, that's obvious. I mean, I'm gonna be. The fact is, Kirby Smart called a timeout. All right, so that's why all God dang bias I'm gonna be. Now, I'm
you breaking up. You
oh,
got to call.
hold on 1 second. You hear me now?
Yes.
When it comes to the fact that Jackson Arnold going across that goal line, you clearly see C.J. Allen. Shout out to the Lamar County Trojan, if it is, who stuck his hand in there, start the ball to moving before he crossed that goal line. That's clear. No matter how slow I don't know what the commentators was talking about, what they saw. I mean, clearly, and babe, I was on the phone with you. I kept telling you, it's moving. You can clearly see it. Now, the ball get lost in the shuffle. No whistle is blown. We scoop, we score. I don't see why they didn't award us the touchdown. Uh, if the touchdown was signaled and they reviewed it and overturned it, I can see them then saying, hey, we don't know what would have happened, so we'll just let it be dead right here. But the fact that they let this played out, there should have been a defensive touchdown for Georgia.
Now you know a lot of people ain't gonna pay with it. Um, let's see. Let's see. Chris said there aren't many Auburn fans here, but there are. They damn sure a bunch of dog haters around here. The ball was loose and he had no control of the ball. Look at his
Thank
hands.
you.
Hmm. Mr. Wynn says I would assume that there may be some contractual stipulations that the superintendent, principal, and AD may have put in place for him to submit to. I'm sure it was, Mr. Wynn. I just think optics wise, it should have been a little bit longer than 2 weeks. I think maybe 30 days at minimum, but 2 weeks just seems like, because the way that it worked out is he just missed one game because they had an open week and they had a game. And so there was really no, I mean, he could have just, okay, he could have missed that because of a family emergency. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't give off that there has been accountability.
And
Not
you
saying that
think
there hasn't been.
they weren't aware of that when they made the move that they made?
Mm,
It was
yeah,
okay to take that 1 week. And that game, was it veterans or maybe Northside they played?
it was
And then
somebody.
the next week you want to buy? You ain't
Yeah,
lost nothing. So,
yeah,
he did what he was supposed to do.
yeah, yeah. He did what he was supposed to do, and like I said, it don't look good though. Uh, Chris says, and yes, that should have been a TD. Dude didn't touch the ground.
Oh,
Ryan Wembley says if it wasn't a fumble, it should have been a touchdown. They didn't give Georgia the touchdown because that call was an unsure call. We received an apology from the SEC against Oklahoma. Won't be long before we receive another one for Georgia. Dwayne said Mr. Fabrizio had a 2 week vacation, but it was a different kind of 2 week vacation. It's kind of like the furlough. The government shut down. They not fun. You ain't got to go to work, but it's not fun. It's not fun at all because you don't know when your paycheck is coming in. I've been blessed in that my position is paid from a whole entirely different budget, so I've not been affected by the shutdown, and I get paid, and I thank God for that. But yeah, those kind of 2 week vacations are not fun, Dwayne. They definitely aren't.
real quick, Mr. Wembley. I have to say the call against Oklahoma with the catch and fumble was definitely a catch and fumble. Clear visual evidence. Um, I don't know how they overturned that, and the SEC should have apologized to the Auburn Tigers for that. But I want you to really, I know you're an Auburn fan, but are you seriously going to sit here and say that that ball was not moving prior to him going across that goal line?
We don't know everything that came from his discipline from the school, Danny, but um, that's the kind of information that they will put out because they know that the public will want to know. And if you're trying to show that you are tough on infractions that don't look good, yeah, if there were additional punishments, they would have said that.
The only thing we don't know is what he was doing before he got the charge.
Hmm. They played Coffee County. That's
Yeah,
what Mr. Wynn said. Lee played Coffee County and they had a bye, so
yeah.
they hadn't really lost anything. But I mean, at this point, it is what it is. By next year,
Oh,
nobody will think about it. And
babe. Think about what you just said. They played Thomas County Central. They played Coffee. So his last remaining games are Veterans,
Veterans and
Northside, and
Northside and
Hoco.
Hoco.
So
I think it would have just gone really, especially that if you had just like, okay, you come back the first round of the playoffs, I think people would just be like, okay, but this 2 week thing,
it kind of would have got swept under the rug because a lot of people would have probably forgotten about it, or it wouldn't have been such a hot take. But to know that just 2 weeks ago you was being arrested for a DUI, now you're back on the sideline. Maybe like you said, 3 weeks from now you're looking at a little over a month. Yeah, you probably would have got away with it a little bit. But yeah, that's tough.
um, I don't think Lee County has put out a statement, Mr. Hurst. If they had, they might have. I just haven't seen it yet. Um, But again, at this point, now I'm gonna tell you this. Most people will forget about it and let it go, but then you got people. He's gonna be the butt of some jokes,
Oh,
especially.
moving
es-
forward into the playoffs and whatnot, he definitely will.
yeah. Oh, and next year too.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
So.
at the start of this, there were a lot of locals that were very vocal. Some were fully supporting him, and then on the other hand, you had some that weren't supporting him at all and trying to call out other members of the school board and whatnot. So I think it'll be forgotten mostly by people that don't live there.
Hmm.
But I think this has not I think it's put the spotlight kind of on their program. Of course on him, but I think this is gonna let's see, how do I want to say this? Um, this is gonna somewhat expose the good old boy system that happens in these school systems, not just there, but everywhere. Because I feel like if it was somewhere else and there was more that could have been done, it would have been. Especially if it was a coach that nobody really wanted there.
Hmm. Yes, because Fabrizio is Lee County football. Because before he got there, they were buzzard meat. Let's see. Ryan says it wasn't just a fumble. They apologized for the player faking to run off the field and multiple pass interference calls on Cam Coleman against Oklahoma. And yes, how is the ball at his collarbone and half his torso is across before the ball is knocked out? I'm
Mm,
sorry, his not torso, his chest.
I
Had his
disagree.
chest across the body. And like I'm saying, you got Auburn fans, you got Georgia fans. You're not gonna agree on this. It is what it is. And listen, it's been so many roots put on Georgia teams for the past 40 years. It's just the universe writing itself. We need that. If indeed it was a touchdown and not a fumble, and he still would have lost. Stephen Wynn says, "I doubt the school will. They probably won't. The school want this to go away like anything else. Just like a, just like a dude that cheats on his wife, and the side chick turn up pregnant, and then you debating on whether you say it because you don't know if you don't know whether or not it's the side chick been messing with a couple of dudes, and you don't know if it's your baby or not, and you like, okay, so." You just want it to go away. You don't care because especially why would you tell your wife if it's somebody else, baby? You could just dodge a bullet. You just kind of pray for the best and kind of put it up under the rug. And I think that's what Lee County is doing, really. I'm waiting
Agreed.
on Yeah, so that's what it is. I'm waiting on Lane Kiffin. That's gonna be a good game next week. Yeah, very good game. Yeah, very good game. Um, so here's the thing. Um, I don't know that we can split the screen. I don't. I don't know. I don't have the capability of splitting screen. I've attempted to, and I'm not able to do it with regard to these polls. So I'm gonna ask the listeners because I can't get no feedback. Otherwise, um, do you all want us to try to go over these FNL polls and AJC polls, or do we want to wait till Wednesday and just let Mike break it down so he can spread it out and do what he can do? Because I can try it, but it's not going to be side by side. I cannot split the screen. I don't know
That'll
what
be
I'm doing.
best because I can't do it like that either.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys, we're gonna wait till Wednesday. If you want to know what the polls look like, you can go to the FNL page and you'll see the newest AJC poll. You'll see you'll see the FNL poll as well. There's not that much difference between the two. I can tell you that much. And I will tell you that um wasn't that much. I know like 3A, 5A, and 6. Well, 5A changed. I think 3A, 4A, and 6A, there's been no change. Very few changes. I don't think. I mean, we might have brought somebody in. Maybe we brought Fitzgerald in. I think we kicked Ringo out. We brought Fitzgerald in, stuff like that. But Michael go or Thirsty will go over it on Wednesday. We just don't have the capabilities to do that. So that goes to show you how important every panel member is to this podcast.
I'm sorry, man. I just read Mr. Reese comment. Man.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. I don't know. I hope he. I hope Thirsty back Wednesday to talk about it. Let's see. Chris says, Ryan, again, bro, look at both of his arms and hands before he crossed the goal line. It actually somewhat looks like his arm hit a D lineman trying to cross the line. We are never going to agree on this. Like, never. Never. But, you know, I'm okay.
But babe, that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Like I can be honest about a lot of stuff, holding calls, pass interference calls. Like I said, Kirby definitely called the timeout. I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong. If you separate the fan side of it clearly, like I couldn't understand what they keep talking about. All it need to be is the nose of the football. And I'm like, but it's moving before the nose even get close to the line. Like you can see his hands like go sideways because the ball don't got knocked out. Like I just didn't understand how you can't clearly see that ball was knocked out before he even got close to that goal line.
so he didn't have control of the ball, is
He
what you're
didn't have
saying.
control of the ball. It was already coming out before he even got there. He had no control of it. It was still on his body, but he lost control of that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. At this point in the game when this happened, would Auburn would have gone up 17
Zero.
to 0?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that could have been a momentum change. What was the final score? 20 to 10.
20-10.
Oh, okay. Well, look, we're never gonna agree. I for one am glad. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it put a mark on Cam Newton. It was based on what I saw, the atmosphere at Bryant Denny was electric. They were retiring Cam Newton's jersey, and everybody was excited. And then that happened, and so that kind of marked the event a little bit. Not totally sad about it, but if I were an Auburn fan, I would definitely be pissed about that. So I get it, but y'all be letting me down, Auburn. I depend on you. Georgia can't beat Alabama. I be depending on y'all to beat Alabama, and you can't do it, and it upsets me a lot. But yeah,
Yeah, that's
guys,
one of the games that I just don't even look at. Like I can't bring myself to cheer for Alabama or Auburn, either one of them. I hate Alabama, but I hate Auburn just the same. So I don't see myself saying, "Come on, Auburn, beat Alabama." Nah, I
I
can't
don't, I
do it.
don't, I don't hate Auburn. They're not my favorite, but I don't hate them. I hate Alabama. I hate Alabama. I really do. So you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So the defensive line was in the neutral zone as well. Either way, we lost. No second half adjustments. But hey, see y'all next year.
And
Yep.
I'm mad because we put in for those coaches' tickets and they denied Jess and I, or we would have been at that stadium that night. So,
Good evening, everybody.
What's
what
going
up, Joe?
on, Dro? How are you?
I'm
Hey,
here.
Joe.
I'm here. Hey, what's up, Kira? Um, Listen, I know it's a lot of Georgia dog, Bulldog fans out there, whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna tell you like this: that was a touchdown before halftime from Auburn. That was a touchdown. I mean, that ball was not moving when he broke the plane. The ball started moving after the Georgia. I can't remember which play it was, but when he punched the ball out, that's when the ball started moving. Now,
That was on the dump.
I'm not gonna say that changed the game as far as like what the second half could have been, but I watched that play over and over and over and over, and that ball was not moving before he crossed the plane. It wasn't. He had it. He had it. Took not probably not took the best, but that ball was not moving. As soon as the tip of that ball broke the goal line, that was a touchdown for Auburn. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not an Auburn fan at all, but that was a bad call. It really was. You know what I'm saying? Now, did it determine the outcome of the game? No, because they still had to play the second half. But that's just my opinion on it. And I know, people gonna say this and people gonna say that, but me looking at that over and over and over again, I did not see that ball move before he scored that touchdown.
Well, what's
Okay.
going on, Dan Swan? I'm like you, Chris. He said I like Auburn. Forget Alabama. Yeah, I mean I like Auburn. I like the town. I like the school. It's just so nice and quaint. I really like Auburn. Like like I could. I don't want to live nowhere in Alabama, but if I had to live in Alabama, Auburn would be where I would go.
Okay,
Or
so I wasted some airtime saying all of that. Okay, y'all have a good evening.
no, no, you didn't waste airtime, Dro. We had been talking about it. The people in the thing were like, um, you got Chris and you got Yo saying it
Ryan.
wasn't, and was saying it wasn't a touchdown. And then you got Ryan and you saying that it was.
I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. I love the Bulldog. But right,
Hmm.
like I heard Yo say, right is right, wrong is wrong, and it is. In this case, that was a touchdown for Auburn. Hugh Freeze had a right to be upset. I mean, because had that, as much as we used to get on here and talk about calls that should have been the other way around. For example, we could go back and reference the catch that the official said wasn't a catch against Calhoun. And we all know it was. This was the same case right here. The officials got it wrong. And it making me sick to say it, but that was a touchdown by Auburn. It was. The ball did not move until the defender knocked it out of his arm, out of his
Hmm.
hand, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's all good. I mean, the game over with. The second half was a totally different half. Auburn didn't show up in the second half. So I mean, they lost the game. But I'm not gonna say that one series, that one play determine the outcome of the game. And another thing, okay, the officials didn't call it. I don't know what the rule is now, but Georgia advanced the fumble and scored a touchdown. They didn't give it to him. You see what I'm saying? I thought that was a touchdown too, since they didn't call it for Auburn.
Yeah, that definitely was, and that's what we said. I understand that they didn't blow a whistle because they couldn't find what was going on with the ball. Like I said, if they would have called that a touchdown and then they replayed it and determined that it wasn't a touchdown, I can then understand them saying, we blew the call dead because we thought it was a touchdown, so we can see them putting it at the one or so then. But the fact that they never blew a whistle and let the play continue to go, there's no way they shouldn't have called that a touchdown for Georgia.
Right, right. Yeah, it should have been a touchdown. Either way you look at it, okay, number one, it should have been a touchdown for Auburn. Okay, they got it wrong. But they let the play continue. Georgia picked up the fumble, they advanced it, scored a touchdown. It should have been a touchdown for Georgia then. You know? Now, I
Yeah.
forgot how they end up calling it. My memory ain't that long, But uh, again, I will say I do not think it determined the outcome of the game because they still had to play the second half.
Mm. Danny says you have to put the blame on the referee who messed that up because Kirby doesn't call the game. Auburn should be upset with the officials for the screw up. Ryan says your last minute before halftime was stopped for pointless calls, which gave Georgia no sense of urgency on the drive to put three up before halftime. What's going on, D'Antoine? Welcome to the podcast, Carver Columbus Tiger. Danny says, let's just say Auburn scored at halftime, then that still didn't stop Georgia from shutting them down in the second half. Andrew Watkins, welcome to the podcast, sir, and happy homecoming to the Doherty Trojans. Falcons 21, Bills 7 at halftime. Danny says Auburn was stopped on all sides of the football in the second half. Mr. Roberts says, how about them dogs? Now the Falcons, I please keep this up. Please don't come out there and wet the bed in the second half. Please
Now,
don't do
Jess,
that
you
to me.
said something then, because I'm gonna tell you something. The last prime time game, the Falcons played. They played outstanding. I want to say it was against the Vikings. I
Mm-hmm.
could
It
be
was.
wrong on it,
It was the
but
Vikings, I think.
Yep.
yes, they played outstanding, just like they doing tonight. Then come Sunday, yeah, and I understand it's a short week and stuff like that. I want to say after that last prime time game, they played Carolina and got shut.
Carolina.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Falcons have the talent. We all see it. But for some reason, they just don't capitalize when they need to in those important games on Sunday. That's my problem with them this season. What about
Mm.
y'all?
Agreed. I
Okay,
think
same.
they'll be okay once they all put it together. Like we still have to understand your your quarterback is his fifth start of the season, but this is just his eighth start of his career. You still practically working on your first year as a starter.
Right.
Um, So with that being said, let them gel together. You got the weapons. As you can see in some games, especially against teams that you didn't think they had a chance. Even the Tampa Bay game that, Tampa Bay is playing out of their mind. Yet and
Yep.
still we took them to the wire the first game of the season, missed the field goal, to go into overtime, which you don't know how that would have been the outcome of.
Right.
So you're 2-2, minus the Carolina game, you look good and been in every game you played. So, I think they'll be okay. They'll put it together, and you can see the Falcons doing something big this year.
I hope
Mm-hmm.
so, man. It's about time.
Yeah, I hope
Yes, it
so.
is.
Yes. Steven says Auburn needed the officials from the Sandy Creek and Cedar Grove State Championship game. That was funny.
I
And then
I'm sorry, babe, to interrupt,
go
but
ahead.
I sent the video to Dro, Jess, and Shakira. If you look at this video in slow motion, if you look at CJ's Allen hand, you
Uh,
will see that his hand is already across the goal line before he's coming. His hand is still going forward, and the ball is coming to meet his hand.
all right,
So
hold on. Let me see where you sent. Okay, let me look at it.
look at it in your messenger.
Okay.
And
All
Mr.
right.
Roberts says Auburn fans clapping hands at the game, football game Saturday night. And then he has another question. I'm gonna answer this one, Mr. Robert. What happened to Cedar Grove last Friday night? They lost. You
Yeah,
know
they
why they
lost.
lost?
They ain't really nobody to talk about this year.
Yeah, and then you know why they lost, Mr. Robert? Because they just don't have it. Not this year. The Legos.
Dro,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, babe. Look at the 21 second mark and pause it right there.
All right. I'm trying to. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Cause all right, hold on. Let me 21 second. Let me see if I can blow it up. Give me 1 sec.
Hmm? Go ahead, babe. While he's doing that about City Grove, sorry to interrupt you.
No, I was just saying, he said, what happened? I said they lost.
And you was trying to tell him why they lost.
Because they just don't have it. Like they out of Lego pieces. They Lego pieces in China, but they
And
they
and I hate to
ordering.
say it, Dro, you wasn't known, but we had somebody actually admit that they just not a Lego anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I hate I missed it.
Where was this, Jess? Was it Friday night?
I don't know. He muted my mic Friday night, so I cussed him out. So I don't remember.
He'll muted your mic Friday night.
Mike, cause and then I when he didn't mute it, when he unmuted it, I just cussed him out real quick. So we all good.
Yeah, he okay. Nah, yo,
Hmm?
okay. The angle I'm looking at and where his hand is now, the video is kind of at an angle a little bit. It do kind of look like he right at the plane to me. Now maybe I need to get my eye checked.
You talking about the ball or the hand?
Both.
The ball on 21 minutes, he ain't even the ball hadn't even got to the hand yet. The ball is still clutched in the chest area. The hand is already past the face mask.
Hold on,
And
let me maximize it again.
yeah, I'm gonna send this Mr. Pace and Mr. Wimberly. I'm gonna send y'all this video and y'all can kind of see what it is that I'm talking about here also.
Mr. Mr. Body, welcome to the podcast, friend. He said the Lego pieces ended up at Grayson.
Uh,
Yeah, they somewhere. Now at the 22-second mark.
no, 21 second.
No, listen to me. At the 22-second mark, going into the 23-second mark, the ball is coming out. And you know what I'm saying? Now the 21-second mark, now that I backed it up, I can see his the ball is covered. I can't
Yes,
see
he
the
got
ball.
it covered.
I see his hand. I
You
can't
see
see
it?
the ball.
No, I'm talking about look at CJ's Allen hand.
Yeah, the quarterback. You talking about the quarterback from Auburn, right?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about the defender from
Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, okay, the defender from Georgia. Now his hand at the 21-second mark is just now coming into the well, I got it blowed up on my phone. But his hand is not even making contact with the ball yet.
But look at the goal line and
Yeah,
look at his hand.
it's right on top of the goal line.
Okay, so that means he's already past the goal line. His hand is not just standing there now. His hand is still moving forward.
Right, right,
So he
right.
doesn't have control of the ball, is what you're saying,
No,
yo?
I was saying CJ Allen punches it out because his hand is already crossed the goal line before he even bring the ball up to try to put it out past the goal line. He punches it out while his body and the ball is still on the other side of the goal line. If his hand would have been behind the goal line and still in the end zone and moving
Yeah.
forward, I can see, anybody can know, that's common sense. He's moving one way, he's moving the other way. His hand is already past the point that he got to get to.
Okay, not okay. Yeah, I'm seeing it. The angle I was looking at the Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Now this angle I'm looking at, it kind of slanted. The angle I'm looking at Saturday night, it was a straight angle. It was a straight angle right from the goal line. You could see Allen, and I forgot the quarterback name from Auburn. You could see them,
Jackson Arnold.
and the angle they showed on TV was a straight shot. You could look straight ahead, and it looked different on TV than from what I'm looking at on this clip. That's why I kept saying, "Oh man, Auburn got a touchdown there." You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now this angle look different. It does.
Chris says you can look at his elbows too, as well as the pinky finger and the ring finger on his left hand. The ball was loose before that. That's what Chris says.
Well, let me just say this: if I had to eat crow, but the dogs won the game. That's all I care about.
That's it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
won. They won.
Oh,
And
and Kirby called the timeout. We need to be clear about that.
Oh, now what part of the game did that happen? The timeout.
Third quarter, maybe late third quarter, beginning of fourth quarter. But Kirby was trying to say that the Auburn players are clapped to emulate the snap count. Now, let's be real. Kirby has complained about that before. He
Okay.
has complained about Auburn players clapping and it make the center snap the ball because he thinking that is his. That's a man. If you ever been to Auburn, that's a definite stadium. That the acoustics of the fans in there is ridiculous.
Right.
So them clapping, you can barely hear. You hear a clap. So Kirby say he's telling the ref, "Hey, they clapping, trying to draw us off sides, false starters." But if you look at it, that motherfucker was saying timeout, man. He would definitely say timeout. But I'm okay with it. He
yeah,
worked his
yeah.
magic. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, they won the game, so that's all that matters. Now they got a tough one this weekend.
Oh,
Lane
definitely.
Kiffin
Well,
ain't finna play with it. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Yeah, they playing ball over there. Shout out Daquan Wright, out of Perry, Georgia, man. They playing some ball over there, but
Oh yeah.
they gotta come. They gotta come between the hedges, man. And I know we lost to Alabama, but that's just Alabama. For some reason, we can't get over the hump with them. But you're
It's
not
Ain't no
like
coming.
excuse,
You're
yo.
not coming between the hedges and thinking you just finna do something to Georgia, man.
I don't know, cause like you said, Alabama did it, but what they got to do is don't take Ole Miss lightly. This is not Ole Miss from 5 years ago. This
mm-hmm.
is a different Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin knows what he's doing. He does. I got to give the man his credit. You know, they're gonna come in and play Georgia tough. They're gonna jump on them just like they did last year. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. But I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Now I
Chris,
ain't saying Ole Miss gonna win the game. I'm just saying I think they're gonna come out with the same level of energy and intensity that they did last year. That's just my opinion.
I'm sure they are because they believe that they're gonna win it. So
Right.
and then yeah, so that's that. Let's see, touchdown dogs defense. We got robbed.
Agreed. That should have been a touchdown
Yeah.
on defense.
It should have been a
uh,
touchdown.
uh, and then he said, "Yeah, Kirby called a timeout, got us looking bad." Mr. Robert said Kirby did not call a timeout. Y'all gonna start lying on Kirby Smart now.
Mm,
Yeah, well, um, Georgia gave Alabama that game because they should have kicked the field goal and tied the game. Georgia had the momentum on their side. Yeah,
so
you
we
should.
know that then it's over with that one. You know, I'm like Dro. You can't move and look over Ole Miss because you still got Texas that has to come in.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, now I don't think you got Vandy this year because Vandy is playing stupid ball. And
You
you
got
might
Georgia Tech
have
though.
Dutch, huh?
You got to go to Georgia Tech though.
Yeah, you
What you
got
talking
Georgia
about?
Tech, who's off the chain, but I'm thinking it's either Missouri, who took Alabama to the wire this
It was.
weekend,
It was.
and or Vanderbilt, along with Texas and Ole Miss. So you still got some games in the SEC. Not to mention Florida, who we
Texas
are
A&M.
we're miles ahead of Florida. But it's just some about Florida also when it comes to Georgia and Florida playing down there in Jacksonville. So
Yeah.
it's still a long season for the dogs, but I like our chances and I like the way we're going. You beat Georgia Tech, you handle your business, period. Because Ole Miss has jumped up to what number 5 now.
They number
So
5.
yeah, you handle your business, man. You definitely make the playoffs, and anything can happen in there.
Yeah. And
So
Texas, don't underestimate that big win they got over Oklahoma. They pay, you know, that might have gave them an energy boost to finish out the rest of the season.
Oh yeah. You
mhm.
talking about a rivalry game. You go going way back to the before it was the Big 12, you know. You
Yeah,
you had Oklahoma and Texas shooting it out there. So to for Texas to be down, Oklahoma undefeated, and you beat them in the Red River Shootout, like that
Yeah.
could give them the momentum they need to be who they thought Texas was gonna be. And let's not forget, Arch Manning had a hell of a game.
he did.
That can
hmm
be the confident booster he needs to get going. So
Yeah.
So basically, Georgia can't rest on their laurels, is what I'm trying to say. They
exactly,
Agreed. Agreed.
exactly.
Agreed. Shout out to the Hawks who beat the Heat 119 to 118.
I tell you
Let's
about the Hawks. The Hawks have talent too, but for some reason they just cannot, you know, make consecutive trip to the playoffs like they should. They
mm,
wasted Trey Young. I'm sorry. They got all that good talent around here. What's wrong with the Hawks? I can't believe I'm talking basketball right now. I
Mm.
can't believe.
I know it. I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
It's still front office issues, man. You did when you did what you did to Dominique. It is Miss Seeley holding her two fingers out and telling them until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna fail.
You said something then, man.
That's
That
what's
was
Ah,
going
I
probably
on.
ain't.
the
I've been.
that was
I'm still
probably
mad about
the
that.
dumbest trade in the history
Ever.
of NBA trades in the history of professional sport. How do you trade
Dan,
Dominique Wilkins for Danny Manning?
Danny Manning. Yes. It's stupid. It makes me sick. Let's see. Oh yeah. This is a good one. What I just saw. What about that? What about Penn State losing to Northwestern? And I'm gonna say this: James Franklin at Penn State, he lasted longer than I thought he was because he lost to UCLA, and I thought I didn't. I'm surprised he made it back to Happy Valley then.
I
Yeah.
like Franklin, man. Let's be real, man.
I do too, but you
Yeah,
can't do that at Penn
yeah,
State.
yeah. Not at Penn State. You know, it's some places. Now, let's be real. He only got the Penn State job because he did a hell of a job in Vandy. Can
And
we agree on
Vanderbilt,
that?
Right.
Now,
agreed.
to turn that program and do what you did at Vanderbilt gave you the opportunity to be at Penn State. You did what you did. You kind of brought the program back after the shady stuff that was going on after post Joe Parr era. But
Mm-hmm.
now they talking about. I looked and they said, uh, I guess like available or possible candidates for the Penn State job, and they had Vandy coach now, and I just shook my head like Penn State will never bring another Vanderbilt coach in. I don't care how hot he is.
They will
Right.
not. They played 46 million. They paid that man $46 million. I need to see if he need a sad. Oh, I'm sorry, that was wrong. But no, I he can't do that at Penn. Like I said, I thought they were gonna do him like USC did Lane Kiffin. They met that man on the tarmac and told him to go on about his business. I'm surprised he even made it that far. And you bad enough you lost to UCLA. You don't lose to Northwestern. You can't lose to Northwestern. And I don't know what the disconnect there is. But that's just not something that you can do.
Okay,
Um,
well, if I lose to Northwestern and you give me $50 million and tell me to go on about my way,
I'm
I'm
definitely.
Della Reese coming out of the prison when Sugar Ray bailed him out on Harlem Nights.
I heard that, man.
I know that's right.
50
Uh,
million and you got it and I'm done. 50 million? Man, come on. James
I
Franklin ain't worried about nothing, man.
Yeah, just like Jimbo one word when he left, they bought him out at Texas. Texas A&M, I mean. The Hawks problem is the front office. Okay.
Agreed. Agreed.
Vincent Kerr says, I know y'all are talking about college football, but I really hope we can meet Carver Columbus in the Benz this year. We're trying to prove that we belong in Sumter County. We have been down for too long. We have one of the best middle school programs in Georgia. Go Panthers. Mr. Curse, don't hold y'all's head out down about that game. If y'all are on the different sides of the bracket, I would love to see that game. I would absolutely love to see that game. And I know my friend Oscar, he said his butt cheeks wasn't tight and he knew they were gonna pull it out, but he can shoot that to somebody else. I know his butt cheeks were tight. He can say, especially when they went up 7-2.
Mm.
He can say whatever he want to. Oscar, I love you, but I just don't believe it. I don't believe you were cool as a cucumber.
Mr. Curse, regardless of what we're talking about, this is y'all show. We do this for y'all. This is a high school football show, so I'm glad you brought that back up. We was talking about that earlier. Um, with the power rankings, there's a great possibility that Carver and Sumter can see each other in the championship game. It all depends on how it falls on odds and evens. I hope Carver's a one seed. I hope Sumter is a 6, 8, 10, any kind of odd. Because I would love to see that game again, like we said, on a turf or on a dry field, which would be in the bins on the turf. Um, Sumter, we had you all last year. I think you had Morgan County. I was riding y'all all year long. I thought you should have beat Morgan County, and I think you possibly could have met Carver last year. I don't know what you would have fared against Burke County, but regardless of if the state is taking notice of what's going on down in American Sumter, you can
Mhm.
believe FNL is. We know what
Yes.
you guys are doing, and just keep up the good work to those kids. And like I don't know if Joe remember, but I remember the '80s and early mid '80s and late '80s America's teams and stuff. I know what
I
America's
remember.
was.
Yeah, they were good.
They were
Yes.
good. I remember the first time, and that's when Peach County like first started their winning tradition. Coach Forehand had just taken over the program. He left Manchester. Now I don't know how, but he ended up in Peach County, and that's when Peach County that team that had to forfeit all them games that would have won a state championship. But either way, I remember that game. We went down to Americas, and Peach County beat Americas, and that was a big deal because Americas was that pressure, and they beat everybody. And the fact that we went down there and beat them was something serious. So Americas has always had talent. And we can even go as far as what was it 99 2000 when they won the back to back and they had my boy
Fabian Walker.
Fabian Walker and a Pope, Leonard
Leonard
Pope.
Pope at the tight
Yeah.
end. Like, man, that
Yeah.
thing was stupid.
Y'all
Can't think of
had
the running back name that I think he would end up going to Georgia Southern, maybe.
I know what you talking about. I
Man,
can't
like that
remember.
team was just stupid, man.
Yeah, I remember that because I was in love back then. I knew everything American sports
I
back
bet
then.
you did.
I was in love. But anyway, one of my friends used to teach there. He's not teaching there any longer, but he told me the other day when he left, those kids that are there now were like in the second or third grade, and he said he knew then that they were very athletic and they had the talent and they were going to do well. So I'm not surprised. Oscar, now you want to come in, and you can say what you want to. I hope you heard me. Your butt cheeks was tight. You can say what you want to. Your them cheeks were like you was in prison, and that man want to have his way with you. Your butt cheeks was tight. Not trying not to let him get in. You can say what you want to. Let's see. Something. Dan said something is still a team to be reckoned with because they took Carver Columbus to the limit in that game. Vincent says a fumble in the fourth quarter made us lose that game against Morgan County. We were up and driving the field.
Yep.
Um, Mr. Wynn says Sumter has a pipeline of talent coming up. The last couple of middle school teams have been dominant, huge, and athletic. Be quiet, Oscar. He says, "It's Christmas yet? Forget that wet game. What's up? I'm late. You real late." He said Wesley Fields was the running back.
Yep.
That's it. I didn't know Oregon lost Saturday. Who they lose to?
They lost to Indiana.
Indiana,
Oh my.
number 3 team in the nation right now.
Oh wow. Mr. Wembley, I'm surprised. I can't believe somebody ready to get back on the Gus bus because people were talking so bad about Gus Malzahn when he was at Auburn. They were y'all ready to get rid of him. Y'all want him back now? Or is it just you that want him back? Wow. I thought I'd never see an Auburn fan want Gus Malzahn back. That's interesting. He Ryan says he watched that entire game. Sumter's defense is something serious. I agree. I listen. I would really love to see that lineup in the bins come December. I think that'll be a great one. I still think in division what single A division two, I think Lincoln County is I think Lincoln and Bowden. What y'all think? I
It's
think they're the
just
ones to beat.
it's just so iffy with that. I think Lincoln is definitely gonna be some pressure. Um, like I said, Clinch and Brooks are still gonna be some pressure. If we talking championship pressure, I just don't know. Boughton is gonna be Boughton. You know what I mean? They gonna continue to do what they doing over there. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Lincoln's to lose though.
Uh, let's see. He said, I should say he meant what he said the other day. He was good, but honestly, this is my receipt. We meet Sumter again in better conditions, and it will not be close. Okay. Uh, Mr. Finch, welcome to the podcast, sir. He says that running back was Michael Terry that was with Leonard Pope, and he ran for over 2,000 yards.
My love.
Okay, but yeah, those back to back championships, they were they They were that pressure. So yes, I mean, and they're getting back to where they were. And shout out to I forgot the man name, but he was at Perry too. But yeah,
Solid day.
solid coach Soliday. Yeah, he did some great things. Okay, Ryan said he's young, so see he didn't see bad Gus Bus. He became an Auburn fan the year we beat Georgia, Alabama on a hope and a prayer, and Gus was the head coach.
Mm.
Oh, so you did see bad bus Gus, because that was the year Auburn played Florida State. That was 2013. You became Was that it? That year you became an Auburn fan? 2013. Bus Gus, bad Gus was after that. That's what they were trying to get rid of. But
Hey,
either
shout
way.
out Nick Marshall, man. Oh, Wilcox County kid, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He
Yeah,
did everything he could against Florida State that year. Florida State was just too much.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was good, man.
they had 22, all 22 of those starters went to the NFL for.
NFL.
So yeah, they were loaded. So it is what it is. Well, guys, we like I said, we gonna get Thirsty to do the polls. He'll go over the polls Wednesday. Hopefully, he'll be back. I know Mr. Robert asked where he was. We said earlier that he and the Wizard had a little rent dispute. So they got into a little something. Now we'll just say handcuffs were involved and in court. So um, he was not able to be with us this evening, but hopefully, we'll talk to him. I'm gonna get Yo and Shakira to talk to the Wizard, because he and I don't really get along. Well, we get along, but I probably end up cussing him out, and I'm gonna try to talk Thirst down, and we'll see if we can get him back here on Wednesday. We gonna leave Dro out of it, because he'll fuss at both of them and won't nothing get accomplished. So
I can hear it now, man. Something just familiar about you. I can't put my finger on it.
I just can't put my finger on it.
I can't put my finger on it. So yeah, nothing will get accomplished. So we'll get him back, and he'll talk to us about the comments. Let me read these couple of comments before we go. All the state championships this year will be much better than last year, because whichever two teams make it will definitely move the needle.
How you? Okay.
Okay. Shout out to my Falcons. We looking good tonight. Okay. Is the third quarter? Is it the third quarter yet?
Yeah, Bill's kind of driving right now, but we hanging in there.
Okay. Okay.
What's the
Uh
score right now, yo?
21-7.
Okay.
Nick Marshall and Trey Mason caught my attention that year. Yep. Cause
Oh my
they
lord, Miss Finley.
he said y'all memories are immaculate. I can't remember what I did 10 minutes ago. I'm kind of like that, but and I ain't calling you old or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, well, like dementia patients and stuff, they can remember stuff way back, because our long term memory is solid. It's just the short term memory. I can't tell you what I did earlier today either. I will tell you I had somebody show up at my house unannounced.
Well, girl, who did that?
When you like to know,
Hmm.
showing up at 4. You don't just pop up at 4 house,
Hey,
But
in the words of Andre Three Stacks, I'll call before I come. I won't just pop up over out the blue.
yeah,
Did it get in?
but they did.
It got
So
in.
so it's
knocking,
21-14.
knocking and ringing the doorbell.
Mm,
Yeah, be careful
yes,
back there. You never know what you walk up on.
I
Hey,
tried
Get
to
your
tell
heartbeat.
them. Tried tried to
And now,
tell
and now, and now with a short mini skirt, frying shrimp. Or something. Yeah, gotta be careful what you walk up on. Then do the slow bop back to your whip and sitting in the driver's seat crying, listening,
yeah, you
slow
gonna cry
down.
in the car.
Yeah,
them.
you gonna cry in the car because she don't broke your heart. You don't never do that. That's rule number one in the player handbook. You don't just pop up at her house. You don't do that.
I had to close a couple of doors. I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, guys, we enjoyed y'all tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in and
Definitely.
talking to us. we continue prayers for our friend Mr. Nicholson who lost his nephew.
Most
Um,
definitely.
yeah, and continue prayers for those who are furloughed from the federal government. We pray that you know God softens some hearts and that people are willing to compromise and they can come to a meeting of the minds so that we can kind of get stuff back on track and people can start getting their paychecks again without a whole bunch of layoffs and stuff because that's not what we want to happen. So we will see y'all back here on Wednesday. Uh,
Will.
we're we're gonna talk about predictions and we'll go ahead. We'll get the polls out of the way too. So with that being said, anything else?
No, that's pretty much. Thank you for showing me that angle, yo,
Yes,
on that.
sir.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, Mo, you can push the button whenever.
Good night.
Good night,
Night,
everybody.
night.
Okay, I'll do it. Good night.